Yep. We are looking at banjos today. This is out of tune, and bigger issue is that it's quite tricky to play on. I'm a beginner banjo player, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I have played guitar for quite some years. Intermediate, I would call it. Banjo is sort of a new thing for me. This is a quite cheap banjo. It costs about a bit more than $100, I think. Maybe 200. I bought it cheaply. I bought it used. And it has several issues. The biggest issue is that there's a very large gap between the frets and the strings. What one would call the action. The action is too high on the banjo. I've measured it. Might be able to show you. So the action here is too tall. I measured it to about 5 millimeters, and it should be around 3. Another issue is that, and this is harder to show you, but the neck is quite bent. Don't know if you can see that, but if you aim down, there's a bow here. And I haven't done this before. I've looked online and I found several explanations. So I'm just gonna open it up and see if we can fix it. The action is shifted with a combination of a screw under here and a screw in the drum. I don't even know if this is called a drum, but it looks like a drum and it sounds like a drum, so I'm gonna call it a drum. And the bow in the neck is probably caused by the rod. There's a rod going through here that you can access from the top of the neck. Yeah, and it's dusty. So let's open this baby up and then we can have a look, see what we can do about the action and the bow. And here you see the inside. This bolt can pull the neck to shift it like this. And I'm not sure, but I think this screw is involved somehow. I have to figure that one out. Yeah, and this is the cap for the tension rod. Dusty. You can see in there, there's a screw that I can turn and change the bow of the neck. I think it's a 5mm Allen screw. Yeah. That's a 4. Yeah. 4 fits quite well. I don't know if I should fix the bow in the neck first or the action, but I think the action is sort of defined, or the action is affected by the bow more than the opposite. So I'm gonna try to fix the bow first. Hopefully I can do this without breaking any strings. I've done this on guitars, but not on a banjo before. Let's see. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Seems to be working. But it also seems like this is the end of the line. I'm not sure that's a problem. It's still a bit bowed. I'm not too worried about a little bit, but if it's too much, it might be tricky to fix. Okay. Are these hex keys or Allen keys? I never remember. At least they have 6 sides, so I guess hex key would make sense. Maybe Allen keys are square. Okay. Let us try to measure the action again. And you measure from the 22nd fret, which is the last one. But I think also I need a capo. I'm gonna get the capo. By the way, this capo is the E in my logo. A small fun fact. Okay, this is supposed to be on the 1st fret. A bit tighter. Okay. It's almost 5 millimeters. So that's 2 millimeters too much. So I need to be able to lower this. And I lower it by tilting the neck down like this. And then in my brain, I think if I tighten this bolt, I will force this neck to go up like this. Not sure if it's supposed to be loosened in any way before I do that, but maybe I should check the internet. The internet. Height. Banjo neck adjustments. Okay. Take off the truss rod cap located in the front of the peg head. Done. Oh yeah. No, this is the truss rod. I don't care about that. Action adjustment. We need a nail, Allen wrench, half-inch open end wrench. This is that was not very useful. Half-inch should be around 13 millimeters. This is a different banjo, obviously. Yeah. Seems to be that 12 works quite well. Okay. So I can see 2 nuts here and a big one here. Not sure if I need to loosen these ones. These ones. I'm gonna do that anyway, because if not, classic. That's a 13. Okay, I've loosened those. Actually not sure what this screw does. Might be just to connect it to some kind of structure inside here. I'm actually just gonna try to tighten the big screw a little bit like this. And then tighten the 2 other ones. Yeah, that was easy. Maybe this is going to be a short video. That would be a new thing. So you see here, it's already a lot better. It's a bit out of tune. Okay, let's do a new measurement. That's 4 millimeters. Okay, let's tighten this a tiny bit more. Yeah, that's 3 millimeters. Wow. Beautiful. This also looks better because before the fifth string is attached up here. Sorry, this one. The fifth drone string, the one that goes, it's attached here. So of course the action is lower because this is pushed down here, but this is pushed down here. And if the action is too high, the angle between the strings will be that these ones are more up and this is less up. So you could actually see a difference between the height of the fifth string and the 4 main strings. And of course that's tricky to play on, and it's also not supposed to be like that. And I can see now that the drone string is a tiny bit lower, but it's more acceptable in my eyes. Yeah. Okay. And I will just tighten these ones a bit more to make sure they can't move. No, I'm not sure. Do you measure to the fret or the fretboard? Guess it would be logical to measure to the fret, not the fretboard. But I also like a bit of a tight action. Let me see. Still quite out of tune, but I think it's getting there. let me attach the back and the cover. Maybe we can play one more tune. I don't know that many tunes. Maybe I'm gonna play one of them again. The same ones. I also noticed that there's quite a lot of lacquer that sort of come off and push the screws a bit up. So I'm just gonna tidy that up. Whoops. I can tell that this instrument is not very high quality. The fit of the screws are a bit off, and this lid is screwed in sort of an angle. But for my use, this banjo is more than good enough. It's a lot better to play at. It's a lot better. It's a lot better to play on. I still struggle with my fingers sort of getting hung up on strings and stuff. I'm a bit, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not used to this this kind of size of the strings. Don't know. Cool. Thanks for watching.